So today we are doing brakes on Wallace the 66. Got to tear down the drums. We're going to paint those while they're out, treat them for rust, all that kind of thing. We got the front, the back, all torn apart. We didn't show any of that because it was pretty nasty weather coming our way and we wanted to just get it done. So we've got both of the rear drums, both of the fronts, all fully ready to roll. So this one is still assembled for the most part. We did just cut the soft lines because we were going to replace those anyway. We're not taking any risks on the safety side of things. But we got to get this thing completely dismantled and cleaned up. We'll use rust reformer to treat the rust and then give them a coat of shiny black just to make them pop. Same thing with the drums in the back, and we got stacks of parts and more parts on the way, but we have a lot to do to get ready before we ever even need a new part. So, time to get busy. My brother Damien came into town for a few days and wanted to kind of hang out, and we decided that some time well spent would be working on the brakes of Wallace the 66. So that's what we did. I like to take pictures of the original brakes for reference. That way if you ever get lost, you have something to look back on. Especially if it takes a little while to do these, it's easy to forget some of those details. You can tell that Damien's done this before. Look at how he leans back. It's almost like he's saying, I don't want that thing to hit me in the face. Speaking of that, it's probably a good idea to wear safety goggles. You only have two eyes and you should probably take care of those. Ping, 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 ping. That's called winning, sir. Oh yeah, that's nasty. That would never worked. Completely dry in there, and just there's no way that piston would have worked. Other end also full of crusty. Perfect. Yummy. I also like to put the bolts back in the same holes they came from, even if it's just to store them. It's so easy to forget where they came from, and you'll be able to find them easily when the time comes. And now on to the next side. It's the same procedure as before. Get it all apart so all the parts can be cleaned, treated for rust, and painted before we start reassembling. Woo, that's dirty. We got broken clips in this one too. This one's all kinds of banged up and springs flying everywhere. That's perfect. So while I'm tearing it into the brakes, Damien's getting started on cleaning up these rusty, nasty, crusty parts. It's basically only surface rust, so a quick pass with a nylon wheel does exactly what we need. All the wheel cylinders but one were seized up real bad and corroded just like this. There's pretty much zero chance these would have worked. We spent a lot of time scraping buildup and surface rust off all these parts to prepare them for paint. Since we're going this far inside the hubs, we're definitely replacing all the bearings and the bearing races. I used an air chisel to remove them. You could do it without, but it'd be a lot harder. All the bearings are pretty dried out. They definitely needed to be replaced. They wouldn't have lasted through a summer of driving, especially with any kind of a road trip. I want to be able to use this truck, that's for sure. The rear hubs held onto these bearings a little tighter than the front. They even fought back a little. Ow, there's my fingers.
Oh, no way.
But in the end, I did win the battle. It's alright, I got 10 more. Woo! Sweating though. That was a good one. Right on the fingernail too.
Oh, sweet.
Okay. It was awesome having Damien in my shop for a little while, working side by side. We have such a blast when we're together. We don't get a lot of time side by side in a shop like this, so we treasure it. We need to do more of this, that's for sure. We have a good time, and man, we laugh a lot when we're together. Ridiculously long. Oh my gosh. Turn for a half hour for that.
Yeah.
Come on already! Damien's even thinking of starting his own YouTube channel. Let me know in the comments down below if you think that's a good idea. And if he actually decides to do it, I'll be sure and leave links, comments, that sort of thing for you guys so that you can find his channel and go and give him some support as well. I'm sure you'd like the stuff he works on. And he's entertaining, super funny. I like to label my parts as I go. Makes keeping things straight a lot easier. No guessing which part goes to what wheel. Saves a lot of time. I can see why building a rat rod would be cool.
Oh, yeah.
Because you don't really care what it looks like.
Nope.
You just want it to work.
You want it to work. That's right.
In fact, the worse it looks, the better. Especially if it works really good.
Yeah.
But to do it right, you almost have to have a theme behind it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it just looks like a jumbled mess.
That's what it went to be an old tow truck.
There you go. Little boom out the back.
Yep, boom with the old tire flap sling on it.
Yeah, that's awesome. That would be a tribute to all the towing you did.
Yep, that's what I always wanted to do with that thing. That's why I've kept it around forever.
That's awesome.
I'm sure everybody thinks I'm crazy. Mom and Dad, Mary, what do you keep moving that thing around for?
You don't know what that thing cost me. That's
And
what
I'm
you
like,
should say.
yeah, as much times as that moved me around.
I'm into that thing's 10 grand.
Yeah,
Right, huh?
I'm not even done yet.
Oh, somebody replaced this one already. The first coats of rust reformer are going down. Applied a good heavy coat so it penetrates all the rust. Tavish even showed up there for a minute. He's working on Midnight Maroon, spending a little time on the wire wheel. Midnight Maroon, I'll leave a link for that in the description and a link to the playlist up above. So here's a little pro tip for you. The new wheel cylinders, they do not come with these little plungers. So before you start tearing everything apart and throw everything in a garbage can, pull those out and save them because you're going to need them. Dang it. It's probably hard to believe that that's the same part, but it is. Here's the proof. This is one that's halfway done on the wire wheel. The wire wheel does an amazing job at making rusty parts look new again. Kind of amazing. Still got all those to do. Let's get busy. Just like new. Alright, when it gets time to do your brake pad tensioners, make sure you pay attention to which one's what. They're marked left and right, but it's easy enough to get them mixed up because it's stamped on the end of that and you actually thread it in. So when it's put together, you don't know which one's which. So just keep track of those. Little pro tip for you there. And I keep all of my old stuff until I have the new ones completely assembled before I throw anything away. Just in case, because you just never know. But I'm almost done. I've got this to do. To get that through the wire wheel first. Lots of work, be worth it when it's done. So those came out real nice. Rust reformer to treat them. We're going to spray black spray paint on them, just Rust-Oleum gloss black. We're going to do everything that we touch under the truck in that. The reason we're doing this in the garage, first of all, because we can. Still have a lot of parts to do. Parts everywhere. But check this out. Yep, we got a good 4 or 5 inches of snow, and it's still spitting a little bit. But it's a good thing we did it yesterday when the sun was shining. Well, I don't know if it was shining or not, I can't even remember, but it was threatening storm. But we got them off just in time. I still need to shovel around this, scrape the snow off of it so that it dries faster, and then we can get back to work on it. The next project is interior. I got to get that upholstery figured out as well. I've never done anything like that, so I've been watching some videos and kind of learning myself up. I learned it real good. So that's it for today's video. Thanks for watching, guys, really appreciate it. Please remember to comment down below, like the video if you feel like I've earned it. Also ring that bell when you subscribe so that you get notified of future videos. Got some cool projects we're working on, leaving links down below to those. Also, check those affiliate links down below as well. That's how you guys can support the channel. Clicking those links doesn't cost you anything, but I get a little bit of a kickback if you end up spending any money. It goes a long ways, it adds up faster than you think, and I really do appreciate your support. Eventually I'll get my workbench back as soon as I get these brakes all reassembled. The next couple of videos are going to be a little more in-depth kind of how-to as I put these back together. So kind of bear with me if you're used to a different style of video on my channel. We'll get back to that real soon. But some of these searchable videos are the ones that kind of get more views long term. So appreciate your patience. while I do that. But again, please comment down below. It really helps the channel. Like, share these with your friends. Love you guys. Appreciate the support. And we'll see you guys in the next video. Jeez, what a mess. We'll clean that up some other time. Poor Wallace, all alone, cold, in the backyard.